going to show you an insane option on the EOS R. So I'm just selecting the exposure and A/B settings, and I'll do 2 steps. Okay, and let's go on. White balance, shift bracketing. Here you see B is blue, A is amber, M is magenta, and G is green. So if I do the left one, then I get green bracketing, green to magenta. If I do the other one, which I prefer to do today, is I use 2 bracket on blue and amber, and I press OK. What I will do in addition to this, I press Q here, and I go on white priority, because I tried the other one with ambient priority, and to me it doesn't look right. And currently I have draw mode, which I struggle a lot with to find how to use my remote control. And I'm just using this one, this drive mode instead. Sorry, I was a bit too quick. I use low speed continuous. And in addition to that, you see I've selected both RAW and JPEG. If I do this one, it's only RAW. If I do this one, you have both RAW and JPEG. And the effect of this is that the AIB, the exposure bracketing, it will create 5 pictures. Each of those pictures will also get 5 variants of the amber and blue bracketing. You get 1 picture with automatic white balance, and you get 2 pictures of the 2 different blue bracketings, and then 2 pictures of the amber bracketing. In effect, that will give you 25 pictures. But since I've selected RAW as well, I get 50 pictures by taking only 1 photo. That is overkill. This is the motif I'm going to use in my example. This picture is taken with my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and I've only done minor adjustments to it. Now let's see what 1 picture taken will create, using the EOS R with all the settings I've just shown. Here you can see all the files that are taken by just taking 1 picture. These are all the ones, the first ones are the ones without any exposure change. So the 2 first ones here, those are the ones that are automatic white balance and also automatic exposure. And then the 2 next ones, there are 2 steps of blue bracketing, and then 4 steps of blue bracketing, and then 2 steps of amber bracketing, and then again 4 steps of amber bracketing. And then next one are the same, but with minus 2 steps of exposure, and then you get minus 1 step of exposure, and then plus 1 step, and then plus 2 steps. I'm going to use these ones, both the RAW files and the JPEG files, to create an HDR. So I will compare it to the automatic exposure and automatic white balance. Looking through the pictures, the one I actually like the most is the white balancing bracketing on 4 points on amber. So in my example, I will use the amber, both RAW and JPEG, to create an HDR in Luminar Neo. What I have done now is, from the 50 pictures that I've gotten from that one picture, I've selected 5 of each of RAW and JPEG, which has 4 clicks of amber in it, and it's then 5 different exposures. So what I will do, I will start with the RAW files. I'll just remove the JPEGs and just click on Edit. And as you see, it already do something. And if you look on Edit here, it has done something. And then you can go to Auto Adjust. It's a RAW file too. And then I just go on to the next one. I do Auto Adjust, and it's amazing how much details you can get using the RAW file. Auto Adjust again. Auto Adjust again. Actually, all of them more or less comes out great. So what I will do then is that I will go back to the catalog. I'll select all pictures. I'll drag them onto HDR merge. Just check that I've put on everything here, and the reference image is 26. That's the first one. That's okay. And then I'll do merge. And then I have to scroll a little bit to get to the merged. Yeah, that's one. Double click, and this is how the merged file looks like. It's quite nice. I can do more. I can show you afterwards with the one that hasn't been used in HDR, the one that is all auto. But now we'll do the same with JPEGs. So we'll go back to the catalog here, and we add the JPEG and we remove the RAW files, and basically doing exactly the same, but a little bit different. Since it's not RAW, we can't use the RAW development, and you can see the difference. Here I have to go directly onto develop here. I can still do auto adjust. It's better. Do the same thing for each of them. But as you see, it does not make the same difference as when you use the RAW files. Remember, these files are exactly the same pictures as the RAW pictures, but the RAW pictures contain more data. And this one again. And then we do exactly the same as with the RAW files. We select all of them and then drag them to HDR merge. Just double check that everything is selected, and still 26 at the first one, merge. And let's see if we really can see any difference, because on the HDR merge, it's quite powerful. So this is the last one. So this is the one that has been developed from JPEGs. This is the one that has been developed from RAW. So I will save these ones to have it as a comparison later in the video. So I go to export and HDR, and then just write from RAW, and put it in this folder, so know where to find it. And doing the same here, export, and I'll say from JPG and do an export. And then let's see, we can do more on this one. If you go back to the earliest one, this is a JPEG one. And as you see, it's still automatic exposure. That is no deviation, not increased, not decreased. And these ones are the ones that are deviant. You can see here -2, -1, 1, and 2. So I will do further development on this one. And then I can go into the edit again. What I find, it's not too much you really have to do. I go into color, and I like to add some more vibrance. Yeah, that was helping. And then I go to Tools and Enhance. This is quite a powerful tool. I go on to Accents, and I do also a bit Sky Enhancer, and leave it like this. And then I'll save that as JPEG without HDR, just like that. And I go back to the catalog, add this here, 3 raw file, and each one. And this is the same as you see, 0 EV, -2, -1, 1, and 2. So I'll go into edit this one. And as you see, it's different. This is the RAW development tool. And I use the same thing here. I add a little bit vibrance. And I have another tool as well, which is noiseless, but I don't see any point in using this here. So I go to Enhance here as well. And Sky Enhancer, so it's more or less the same changes that I did on the JPEG. We can compare them afterwards. So I'll do exporting this one as well. And RAW without HDR, like this. And then we're finished doing the developing, and now we do the comparison. Let's do the comparison. First with the picture taken with my phone, then the JPEG without HDR, then the JPEG with HDR, and then the RAW file without HDR, and at last the HDR using the RAW files. Honestly, I actually think that the RAW without HDR was the best picture.